Thank you all, yes. So a big part of during that time at UNM when I was studying, something that really impacted me was the Diary of Saint Faustina. So I attribute a lot of my vocation in exploring that call to the priesthood to Saint Faustina and of course our Blessed Mother. During that time, I actually started praying the rosary a lot more often. I was rediscovering my faith, which I had failed to live to a good standard in my high school days. And so I realized over time just how much mercy I had experienced, of course, in the sacrament of confession, in the Eucharist, and just in everything about the Catholic faith. And I started recognizing, wow, I need to know more about this. So I started just reading theology books after theology book and asking questions and attending Bible studies with Father Simon Carrion, who was the associate pastor at the Newman Center, and getting just really involved, like Karen said, at the Newman Center and just trying to be a minister to other students and helping them and trying to bring them to the church. And so I started feeling just more and more at home. That's a word I would describe the Newman Center for me. I just felt like at just this immense amount of peace whenever I was there. And I would go up back into the world, back at UNM, into my classes, and my mind and my heart would always remain in the chapel where I was just praying, or with that student that I was just having a really good conversation with. So I started bringing these questions to mind of like, I wonder if there's something else that I'm missing out on. But I had never considered a vocation to the priesthood, ever. And that was the furthest thing from my mind. I had everything planned out. I was going to be an engineer and make a good salary and, maybe even use that to segue into becoming a doctor, all that stuff. It was all planned out. And something changed, though, in that sophomore year. All of a sudden, people kept coming up to me and saying, hey, have you ever considered the priesthood? I think you'd make a good priest. And I said, that's funny. No, that's a good joke, but I haven't considered that, and I'm not going to. And they'd say, you really should. Okay, thank you, nice parishioner. Thank you, nice friend. Thank you. Please leave now. But after a while of that just continually going on, something started changing in my heart, where I started realizing my deeper prayer life and the prayer life that was deepening within me and my desire to kind of continue that prayer life. And something else especially changed. For 4 years, I had the Diary of St. Faustina on my Amazon wish list. I was introduced to that in confirmation classes in high school. And I occasionally had prayed the Divine Mercy Chaplet throughout those 4-year periods. But there wasn't like this great devotion. But I knew I wanted to learn more about St. Faustina and her diary. And so my sister finally got that for me for Christmas in my sophomore year of studying engineering at UNM. And so I tore through that thing. I read it in a matter of weeks. And something especially changed inside my heart, where I fell in love with the priesthood. And even in the midst of my denial of, no, I'm not going to be a priest, one night I remember particularly I was reading it, and St. Faustina was talking about a confession she had with one of the priests. And of course, she's a nun. She's a very holy nun. And so it's like, what could she have possibly done? And in the confession, the priest chastised her and kind of yelled at her and chewed her out. And I remember saying out loud to myself, when I'm a priest, I promise to be merciful in confession. And I caught myself and said, wait, what was that? Did you hear that, God? Because can I retract that? But I started to realize in my heart, like, I think there's something there. I think there's something there that I need to explore. So I started asking those questions, started asking God for the first time in my life, what would it mean to be a priest? Is this something that you're calling me to and asking me to do? What would this look like for me? And I can honestly tell you that ever since I said yes to embracing that, it's been a peace-filled journey. Not easy, not always without its challenges, but it's been filled with peace, with the assurance that God is right there in the middle of it, kind of carrying me through, even through difficult times. And we couldn't do it without all of your guys' support and just the support of the ACA and, of course, your prayers. Your prayers are the most important in ways that we can't even describe, God only knows how much your prayers affect us and help us to get us through even those difficult times. And be assured of our prayers for you, our prayers that we too become good and holy pastors and faithful shepherds, that we can come serve you, serve your children, your children's children, baptize those babies, and help souls get to heaven, to our homeland. So thank you from the bottom of my heart and from all my seminarian brothers for all of your contributions, for your prayers, for your help, for your support, for your presence here tonight. We couldn't do it without you, so may God bless you and prosper you. Thank you.